Alright, I guess we're going to get started on this Dixon over here. Alright, let's see. Yeah, gloves probably a good idea too. These gloves. Alright, so the problem with this one I'm having is I'm getting gas over here and the fuel filter. I'm pretty sure you can. I might not be able to see it. I don't know, I'm using this camera for the first time, so bear with me. Fuel filter. Yep, there it is. It's getting fuel in the fuel filter, but it isn't working when it's choked. So, I'm pretty sure it's a problem in the carburetor. So we're going to go ahead and, let's see, can we see this good? Yeah, we can see it pretty good. I'm working on. Alright, we're good. Chickens and ducks. Alright. Come over here, take that off. Come over here. Take that off. Flip this, collect our stuff. Filter's off. Alright. That could also be a problem. Got leaves and stuff inside here. That might do it. Okay. Let's see if you guys can see this. Alright, looking at the screws here on the carburetor. Just got to take those off. They're a little tricky because they're, I've got the body panel in the way, so we probably have to go a little blind on this one. That's alright. Yesterday I was going to get to it, but it was so cold, I was like, nope, not happening. That's what happens. Pick that up. Go blind on the other side, because I can't see it. I know it's back there. Broken free. Another important thing is got to make sure no fuel leaks out of here. So we're gonna get some vice grips and pinch the line. Coffee. Good stuff. Gas leaking out, which I think there's really no good way to avoid gas from leaking out. If you're working on something with gas, it's going to leak out just a little bit, a few drops here and there. Okay, come over here, start taking this off. There we go. Now the filter housing is coming off. Perfect. Alright, so now we got everything exposed over here. I guess technically it could choke. That might be what the problem is, actually. So, I wonder if we can get this to choke just a little bit more. I wonder if we can adjust that. Let's try to pull back just a little bit more on that. I say it's worth a shot. If we ain't got to take it off, why are we going to take it off? So, let's go fuel line up on out the way. There we go. Got chickens and ducks over here making lots of noise. Up. Tell you what I'm going to do. Just grab some pliers, give it a little bit of motivation to scoot back. Motivation. Doesn't like motivation. Well, it'd be a lot better if I could actually reach in there, but let's see if I can grab it from here and push. Let's see. Still not going all the way. Here, push that back a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Tighten this back up. To know to run off of carburetor cleaner, or brake cleaner, still the same stuff. And it'll hit and fire and all that fun stuff. But the door wasn't closing all the way, so really we could try it again now. No, don't do that. Remember to take that off afterwards. Yeah. Alright. Butterfly door's closing on the way now. Let's come over here, let's turn the gas back on. Let's see. Actually, that is on. Let's try it. Just for fun of it, we're going to go ahead and take apart the carburetor. See what's going on inside here. Something still doesn't seem quite right with it. I think this is backwards somehow. I did start putting fuel on it when I was in the off position, so we'll figure that out later. Alright, let's see. Video still recording. Cool. Still gonna need that for later, so we'll put it off the side. I'm gonna go with an 8. Looks like 8's gonna work. Like a new gasket on here, newer gasket. It isn't the original carburetor, that's for sure. Oh, Diagnose that leaking gas. There we go. Try to pinch that off again. Big thing to do is try to keep it above the fuel tank. This isn't going to flow uphill. There we go. That'll do it. Alright, now where were we? Over here. Awesome sauce. I'm going to pull this one off whenever that goes. Go ahead and pull this off from the carburetor side. There we go. Pull up the little spring here. Alright, then we have the heart of the machine, the carburetor. Okay. Well, we have a lot of gas in here, for sure. Can try to dump the gas out. This little pot here. Something to put the gas in. Usually got a little plug here, like a drain plug, but this one doesn't. I'm thinking one of the jets is probably clogged up or something. That's my best guess. Ooh, new style. Okay. Alright. Okay, a little valve here, needle valve, and that pretty much allows the fuel to go through. Everything seems clean there. And this just kind of wiggles out. When they keep it in, it's like a little O-ring. There we go. Nice and wiggly. Just for the heck of it, put in the vise to hold it while I do some stuff. Alright, and the gasket you can actually place inside here. Kind of looks like, I don't know if you can see in there the camera, but it looks like the jet's about clear. It looks like it has maybe a little something in there. So we're going to check that out too. And let's see. Go back over to the handy dandy toolbox. Art makes a heck of a toolbox, but hurts my hand opening those things. Okay. Definitely want to try to wear gloves when working with gas. Even though it's still getting permeated up here, but keeps it off the majority of my hand. Let's see, we're going to see if we can get the finest, smallest little wire here. We're just going to start putting it down beside these ports and jets and whatnot inside the carburetor. Anything looks like you can fit it down the side of it, you should probably go ahead and hit it. This is where our gas comes in at. There it is. Angle it right, it comes right through. Alright, my big thing is this little, that right here. Let's clean it out really well. But honestly, I don't see anything wrong here. So, over here, get a little bit of air. There is some stuck in there. We're gonna blow it out, that's for sure. We also got this up here, which is mainly for our idle, which could also potentially be a problem. But I guess we're gonna find out. Now I do have different gaskets for this, so I could replace the gasket, but honestly the gasket itself looks fine because it looks like a newer carburetor, and if it ain't broke, why replace it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a better word for it. Alright, like I said, it'd probably be a better idea to go ahead and just take that off and put it on here. So, I reckon that's what we're going to do. Alright, now that's on there. And it's got little grooves it sits down inside of too, so it makes it a little easier for us. Put that in. And this should just sit down nice and flush with it, but it sure doesn't want to go that way now, does it? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Here, clean this off. Let's see. Could also hit it with a little bit of liquid encouragement. Clean off a lot of that stuff. Really, I don't think it's going to hurt anything. As soon as gas hits it, pretty much cleans it. Alright, there we go. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to need this. I think after we take this apart and get the choke and everything working, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Nice. Get some gloves, make sure they fit good. These are a little worn out. And what I like to do is actually, it's unorthodox, blow in here, and you lift it up, you know it comes through, it drops down, it's not going to have anything coming through, that way your carburetor doesn't flood when it's back in the machine. But this one's a little different because you got holes inside here, it's going to let air go through it. So the best way to do it is to put this back on, make sure it's sealed up, and then turn it upside down and, you know, just pretty much where this is moving freely. So that's what we're going to do. Doesn't look like it wants to set in there, does it? Another thing too, these gaskets, as soon as gas touches them, they expand, and it makes it a little tricky to get stuff back in here. So what we're gonna do is just, really don't got a good way about this, do we? Looks like it's getting coverage. Looks like it's gonna sit. If it leaks, we'll go ahead and put another gasket in it. And if you don't have a gasket, you're trying to reuse the gasket, really, if it gets gas on it, all you have to do is let it sit out for I'd say a few hours, and the gas will evaporate out of the rubber and bring it back down to normal size. That's one of the problems working on these, especially with the rubber gaskets on it, like that. Try to get even pressure on both sides, so not too much on one side, not too much on the other. Try to do it evenly. Really don't like the gap on that. Yep, see right there, that's a problem. So I'm going to take this back off. You know what? I'm getting the metal tray. You know what? I'm dropping the metal tray. Yay, caught it. This is all coming back out really. Pop that out. Yeah, it fits in there really snug. Kind of nice actually. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just replace that gasket. I like those gloves, but these right here just fit a lot better. Alright, the doctor's ready to see you. Pretty much one of those universal sets. Got a few of them. But I've actually found it's a lot easier if you can reuse the old parts. Sometimes these new parts just don't fit snugly into your carburetor. But this is what we need. It's the same. All the gas is evaporated out of here, which is great. There we go. Just sit down in there. Let's make sure it's not going anywhere. Come over here. Give it the good old sandwich. Once again though, these gaskets are a pain in the butt. Try it one more time. Don't always do what you want them to do. That's okay. Just make it easy. I can get this right. Everybody good now? Let's try this again. Looks good that time. It's real good. Okay, we still got this on and everything, so awesome. Come over here. That looks a lot better. Once again, you still want to come over here and do a little at a time. Have to get nice and snug. When I say snug, pretty much where it's like touching the flock washer right there. So that's when it's going to start applying pressure to it. Really hope if anybody's even watching this, you can actually see it. It's the first time using the camera. So it's like, you know, if nobody's watching you, you can do things perfectly, but when somebody's watching you and, you know, thinking maybe somebody watched this and over here like, ew. Alright, so this is the only thing I'm worried about at this point. And it pretty much just comes to here and shoots gas at the little hole right there. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. I think the new kit comes with one, but this doesn't look damaged or anything. It looks pretty good. Come over here, give it some air. If there are any obstructions in it, it's gone now. Did the bolt test on the float test. It's upside down, it's closed. It's this way, and you hear air flowing through it. So it's good. Now, I would recommend, like, if you're going to do that, probably get yourself a fuel line, put it on there. Me, I've been doing this so long, I really, you know, this is the way I do things. Let's see if I can clear that out too, just to make sure. Which everything seemed mostly clear when we took it apart. It even ran on the truck for there for a second. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, screw this back in, and pretty much we're going to screw it in until it gets snug. I think I'm going to need pliers. Really, I think we're practically done over there, so we'll stay over here. So you don't want to screw it in too much. You want to, it'll get really tight, and you don't want to keep going because what'll happen, little hole right there, it'll mess up the jet and it'll mess up the carburetor. So once it gets snug, you want to stop. And then what we're going to do once we get it nice and snug like that, it's a nice natural stopping point. What I've always been told, at least by my granddad, what you want to do is back it out 2 to 2.5 turns, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but we'll adjust it when it's on there. So we'll go ahead and do that. So half, 1, half, 2. Alright, what do you say we get this back on here and test it out? Maybe there's something lodged in there, maybe there's a problem with that. Got good fuel. It's still hit. I need to go ahead and put a new clamp on here. And our handy dandy gasket still looks pretty good, so we're going to keep using that. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. Take these out real quick. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Stick that in there. Alright. I'm going to do it just like that. Go ahead and start working your way on putting these back in. I know I'm saying it like that, it's not exactly a tutorial, but I mean, if you learned anything from here, that's pretty cool too. Okay, let's come over here, tighten this down. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Make sure it's nice and snug. You don't want to get too tight and break something, but you don't want to get too loose and make a bad seal with carburetor AC intake. Okay. Oh. So now, really, good to do is test it, make sure this is still nice and flush. It is. So really, that definitely needs to be adjusted. So that's at least one thing we got figured out, is that the choke needs to be adjusted to completely close the door. And what that does allows suction to pump from the float down here in the bowl and all the fun stuff. Gets gas from line, fills up the bowl, and just, yeah. Alright, so next I'm going to come over here and put that in there. And it's probably better put like a rag or something in between here. Mainly I think it was just dirt from here, just a main indention looking thing. But now we got a leak down here, so yay. Right. Just doesn't stop, does it? So what I'm gonna do is come over here. I'm gonna force this down a little more. Or if that doesn't fix it, I'm just gonna replace the fuel line. Because why not, right? Alright. Let's get below the fuel tank. What's going on now? Now it's filling up. Doesn't look like it's leaking. This is backwards somehow. Something ain't right with this. But I'm gonna roll with it anyway. It's fine. Alright, come over here, take our housing unit. Peel off everything. Really, that gasket. It's good to have it. Doesn't look messed up. Really, I'm just going to reuse it. Sometimes carburetors actually need the filter on it. What I found out, it like makes this I guess like a pressure with it where it's forcing it to suck, and it'll force more gas to the carburetor just from choking it out. And that's, you know, like I say, sometimes you gotta choke it, and that's what it does. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to come over here. The filter itself looks relatively new, and the guy I got this from says he was mowing it one day and it just stopped working on him. I'm like, okay, that's not. I like a challenge personally. I think they're fun. I like working on small engines because, well, I think it's fun as well. I look like I'm missing a washer. That looks like I'm missing a washer. This is going to go right through that, ain't it? Alright, well, that's awesome. Where'd the washer go? Harbor Freight. Get more stuff. Looks like a box has washers in it at least. I'm just trying to hold something down. Let's see. I don't know if these are going to be big enough, honestly. Probably not. Yeah. Alright. That's fine too, I guess. Gonna figure this out. You know what though? I do got like crush rings over here, and I bet you money it still work. come over here and don't put too much force into it, just enough to get it snug, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to use an impact wrench. You got to know when to quit. A lot of people don't. Alright, got the box back on, got the fuel filter on, it's not leaking, got the fuel on, everything's good there. Let's go ahead and give it the chokins. Give it a start. There we go. Well, to me it seems like it's fixed. It's starting. Now it'll definitely start on its own. Doesn't need any liquid encouragement from carburetor cleaner. Really, I think the biggest issue that we had here was more than likely going to be the choke over here, but it still doesn't hurt to go through the carburetor and make sure everything's fine there too. Yeah, I'm sure we could definitely use a new spark plug. Let's take a look how that thing looks. But it still works, is the thing. The spark plug still works. If we can just clean it up, you know, why don't we just clean it up? Some people prefer a new spark plug, but I'm one of those guys that, if it doesn't need to be replaced, then I can just clean it up, refurbish it like a carburetor, for instance. Not every carburetor needs to be replaced. Sometimes you can just go through it, clean it, and you're good to go. Ugh, that damn thing looks rough. Alright. But I know it still works. It's on my hand, and why is it wet? Huh. Doesn't matter. Let's keep on going. I might just have another spark plug in here. Man, that sure looks close, doesn't it? Let's see. That one also looks close, but it's definitely not. Oh hell, that one's closer, to be honest with you. This one's a little longer, which I mean, as long as the threads are the same size, it'd still work. So, I got these on a deal, so I've been trying to use them up the best I can. It's got a lock ring on it. I mean, it looks pretty good. So over here, still Champion, different model number though. But really, as long as the threads are the same, and it looks damn near the same, I'm pretty damn sure it's gonna work. I mean, over time, I'm sure they changed, you know, model numbers and this, that, and the other. Look at that, it screws in. That's probably a different size in the socket though. And I'm sure there's torque specs for this too. If you guys want to do your own spark plugs, look for torque specs. Me, I've always done it off of feel. You don't want to go too tight because you'll strip it out. You don't want to go too loose because you'll not have any compression. So yeah, try to get the stick out, but I guess it's not important. There we go. Alright, let's try it again, shall we? Gonna put it all full throttle. Well, hot damn, that's a problem. laughing at me, duck? That's not making final cut. These, the reason I got these at a good price. Is that possibly a reason? We got spark. That's not a reason why it's not working. We got spark. It's the same thread size. Like it could be a fuel issue. Either that or I'm about to check the compression. Older motor after all. Yeah. Alright, give it to me. Don't suppose you just like that spark plug, do you? And this raggedy, beat up spark plug here. I recommend using proper safety equipment if you're going to do this crap. And this off. It's refurbished to me. Also, before I do this, compression tester, just to make sure the compression, but it was running, so I don't know. Alright, now the Dixon lawnmower is fixed, the last thing we're going to do is reattach the seat, because, well, I do like sitting on a hard piece of plastic. Yeah. Alright, the seat's supposed to go something like that. It's a little older, but it's an older lawnmower, so I mean, really, what do you expect? I like the stuff over here. It's really, really good. It definitely puts the seat back on. It's never going to look like it came out the factory, and this is the hard truth, guys. Anybody who's watching this, your seat falls off. I mean, really, what are you supposed to do? So, really, what we're going to do, look at the parts where it connects, like right here. You can see where it's got sit wear, like right here especially. And anywhere it's going to be sitting is where we're going to put our glue. And it has a really nice bond, and it really because this is foam, it permeates the pores in here and really gets it stuck in. Now, I think from the factory, what they did, they stuck glue like back here. You can see down here where they stuck it, or actually ripped some of it out. We don't have that luxury because we're not back at the factory. They don't make these seats no more. I mean, I'm sure you could replace the seat, but yeah, I got all the parts. Why would I? So I use this stuff right here. Too much. Alright, it's E600, 6000. And actually this one was falling off too, and once again, it's never going to be perfect. But it fell off and it wasn't holding on, and I stuck some of this on it. It ain't going nowhere. This is not happening. So I'm going to come over here. Get this out of the way. I don't really use this stuff sparingly though, I'll tell you that. I pretty much just goop it on. You got to be quick with it because it sets really fast. Alright, so we know for a fact it's going to be sitting down over here. You know it's going to be sitting right here. Sitting over here. Sitting back here. Alright, we also know it's going to be sitting here. Sitting here. And then we don't want anybody sitting here looking up from this side and ripping it off. So really, the most part here, I believe, they're just putting little dollops here and there. That's pretty much all we need. So if you got like a cinder block or a brick or something, you can just put it on top of here and let it sit for a minute. I think it takes like 30 minutes or so to set. I gotta read the thing, but it's fine. A little weight on there. Try to simulate like maybe if somebody was sitting on it, if you were the weight of a cinder block. I like to really wish I had more of those devices up there, just smaller. That make this 1,000 times easier. But what I do have is wooden blocks and C-clamps. It's cold. Come over here. This damn thing's probably older than I am. See its fair share of use. I'm not trying to make any more indentions in the seat than we have to. The back of it's nice hard plastic, so I don't mind putting a little pressure on the back side. This one doesn't look like it's going to fit on this one, so what I'm doing is taking this and we're just having to move it over. It is what it is. Okay, this is what it is. Tighten that up, make it force itself back, and that's pretty much it. Let it sit, and well, I mean, it's mine a lawnmower, I might as well just see if I can get it to sit in there right. Alright, there we go. We'll let that crap sit for a minute. Now we can read the back of the box. Might take a little longer, because it's like 47 out here. Cure approximately 2 minutes before mating services. Allow 24 hours of curing. Well, there we go. 24 hours of curing. Could have probably done a little less. I mean, it's just for it to get hard. Let's do that. Pick this trash up. But yeah, let's. I think that's pretty much it for this. It runs, it drives. We've already driven it and rode it and everything. We're just having a problem with the starting issue, and now we put the seat back on, and that's up for sale if anybody wants it.